Alright class, today we will be discussing the recent issue about multinationals and their tax avoidance.
Miss, this is really boring.
Well, Sophia, we will wait and see if your opinion has changed by the end of class.
Oh, I'm going to fall asleep.
Okay class, does anybody know what a multinational company is? Okay then, it is a company operating in several countries.
Do you mean like Facebook, miss?
Exactly like Facebook, George. In fact, did you know that huge companies like Microsoft, eBay and Apple have their headquarters in Ireland?
Yes. Why would such companies have their headquarters in Ireland and not in America?
Well, Robbie, it's because Ireland is part of the EU and the Eurozone. It is the only English-speaking country in the Eurozone.
But what about the UK?
The UK isn't in the Eurozone, Penelope. Only countries that use the euro currency are part of the Eurozone. And the most important thing that attracts multinationals to Ireland is its extremely low tax rate. Ireland's taxation rate is in fact only 12.5%, which is the world's lowest nominal tax rate. However, there has been a meeting recently held in Belgium where it was discussed that Ireland should change its taxation rate. The countries that met had concerns about how some multinationals move their profits to countries with lower corporation tax rates, thereby taking advantage of the country. Ireland has now signed on to tackle the tax avoidance by multinationals with 30 other OECD countries.
What would happen if Ireland got higher tax rates?
You see, Ireland hasn't raised its corporation tax rate because if they do, it might cause the multinationals to take their businesses elsewhere. Even though multinationals pay such a small tax, they still provide money to the government. Each year, companies pay €6 billion in wages to Irish employees. If the multinationals were to leave, there would be a huge loss in jobs and the government would have to pay out job seekers' benefit. This means that the government wouldn't get the €6 billion from the multinationals and would lose money by paying out the job seekers' benefit. The multinational also contribute €3 billion on capital investment and pay a tax of €2 billion, not to mention the €4 billion spent on goods and services sourced in Ireland. Whoa, that's a lot of money. It sure is, Robbie. So, if Ireland were to raise their tax rate, they wouldn't have almost nothing to sustain them. Yes, they have tourism and agriculture, but that wouldn't maintain Ireland. Ireland is not like Australia where resources are extracted from land, or like Germany and America where there are too many multinationals to even count. Ireland has a perfect location for multinationals, and that is where they get their money from. However, countries that have higher taxation rates feel that Ireland has an unfair advantage being the only country in the EU with such a low taxation rate. There are good points and bad points to whether the taxations should stay the same or they should be higher, but I want to know, what do you think? Do you think they should raise the taxation rates? George, you go. I feel that Ireland shouldn't change its taxation rates, but I see why the EU wants Ireland to change it. Well, I hope the rest of the class learned something too. So, Sophia, what do you think about this topic now?
Well,